Again, I want to welcome all of you to the meeting. We're going to talk about local ads. Local ads is very high-end technology that we have. And basically, no other company out there really that's white label offers this type of technology. This is a technology that if you go in, I guess if you go on Google and you type in omni-channel advertising, big data, you'll see that the minimum that they'll take on a campaign for is like $20,000 or $30,000 a month on ad spend. So this gives you like just an idea of just how high tech this is, and our minimum is $500 a month. So again, for those of you that just joined, as a partner at Rocket Driver, or those of you that have been with us for a while, I always tell everyone, what our specialty is to bring Fortune 500 technology to Main Street USA. And it always, it's just great for the small businesses to have this high-end technology. And it's also great for all of you because it separates you from the actual competition that's out there. So that being said, let's start moving and shaking here. Next slide here. So what is LocalAds? It's an objective-based omni-channel digital marketing strategy focused on reaching the same specifically defined addressable audience across multiple platforms on multiple devices. It's premium advertising technology. It's highly sophisticated, has highly sophisticated targeting, objective first campaign focus, multiple platforms, live reports, and amazing ROI. So this technology, this service that we offer, it's really based on, it's really for brick and mortar businesses, right? Car dealerships, any type of store, anything that's brick and mortar, we're going to drive highly targeted and sophisticated traffic to that business. And it's just, again, it's really amazing, really is. So the core components, right? Targeted audience, the most important thing. Targeted audience will, of course, is everything, right? Hitting that specific audience is really where you get the best ROI. It's a unique marketing strategy that speaks directly to an addressable audience whenever and wherever they are. And I mean, we are really going to target these people, and you'll see the way we have it, it's all multi-tiered delivery, right? So ads are delivered to a qualified audience around one defined objective, utilizing multiple platforms on multiple devices. Attribution, we're able to track online conversions like a form fill, phone calls, a purchase from the website, or a visit to the store. We have detailed data tracking, which allows us to follow a user through a conversion, whether it's online, this is really cool, whether it's online or offline. So let me show you here the LocalAds funnel strategy. First thing, identify. We use online and offline data to identify and build your ideal audience. So the data that we have, we're talking about big data here, where you have 5,000 data points on an individual. We have data that we can pull information 6 months ago, a year ago, 30 days ago, 60 days ago, and also with the technology that we have, predict, right, what that audience is going to do. Secondly, we connect. We use display, video, and search ads to target your potential customers across multiple devices and platforms. So again, that's where the Omni, channel comes in, where we're just spreading, the budget. And again, when we do our research, we're going to obviously figure out what are the best platforms, right, that business could, based on all of the data and the thousands of customers, or clients that we've had, and all the information that we have, we know exactly based on that individual industry, what platforms that we're going to use. So there's no guessing obviously involved. It's all data driven. Influence, we serve ads with a special offer and a call to action to drive consumers through the sales journey. Convert, we measure in-store visits, calls, and online conversions to generate new customers. So again, everything is based on call to action. Everything is based on driving that consumer to that store, getting them to walk in, to call, fill out a form. It's all about driving, traffic to that brick and mortar business. It doesn't matter what type of brick and mortar businesses. This works for all brick and mortar businesses. So the omni-channel approach is efficient, targeted, powerful, guys. Very, very powerful, very high end. We reach a specifically target audience whenever and wherever they are across multiple channels, multiple platforms, and multiple devices, which means that it doesn't matter if they're on their smartphone, their tablets, their laptops, if they're on their TVs. This is going to follow them everywhere. They could be on a site, basically, I don't know, Car and Driver. Let's say we were doing a campaign for a dealership, a car dealership, and they're looking at cars, looking for cars online. So we're going to target that specific audience. Obviously, they're looking for a car, right? So we would target, and again, with all the data points that we have, we know exactly basically we know them probably better than they know themselves. The same technology and data that we use is what the politicians use when they're running their campaigns. That's how powerful it is. It's broken down so scientifically that we keep, with this technology, what it does is, give an example, and I'll break it down this way. For politicians and their campaigns, right? If someone's on the fence, right? Let's say they don't know if they're going to vote Democrat or Republican, right? The data that we have is the same data that the politicians would have, where we know based on their Facebook posts, their all the data that we have on them, because we're pulling from so many different channels. We know exactly that they're on the fence. So what do? You serve ads to do what? To basically make up their mind, help them make up their minds, right? Give them the information, because since we know their personality probably better than they do, we know exactly what points to touch on to get them to turn, right? To get them to go to basically vote in this direction. The same applies for this approach here for businesses. We're targeting a specific consumer, right? Based on the client. The client will give us their specific targeted audience, right? They're going to give us that profile on that actual person, and we're going to target specifically on, like I said, with thousands of data points. We're going to pick that exact target that we know that they're out there looking for a car. They're ready to buy a car. Maybe they have a used car. Maybe their lease is up. We're going to know all that information so we can target specifically that person to get them to do what? Drive that traffic, to get them to go to that location to purchase that car. Okay, so LocalAds tactics. Number one, audience. We identify and build a targeted audience that aligns with the objective and demographics. Creatives. We develop stellar ad creatives and a landing page that attracts that audience, right? It's created for that exact audience. Attribution, data tracking, and attribution reporting you can trust and measure. So the reporting is key here. We'll know everything that person is doing, right? Tracking everything on all their habits, where they've gone, what sites they went on, just really high end. So how do we build a perfect audience? Well, it's online data and offline data. So the online data, we're targeting behaviors of the ideal customer using third-party data to deliver ads at the right moment during that customer journey, right? I always talk about this all the time, that modern customer journey, right? They're going down that funnel. So we're going to hit them at the precise moment, right when they're ready to pull that trigger, right? I need to buy a car. Well, you're going to buy, and you're looking at this type of car. Let's say it might be whatever, a Ferrari or a Chevy or whatever it is. We're going to serve that ad right to that person. It's kind of like giving them what they're looking for, right? Putting it right there in their faces. Like, hey, you want a car and this is the type of car you've been looking at? Well, we have that car that you want right here. This is the exact car. It's going to fit your budget. Just really high-end technology. The offline data is what I said earlier. We use past, present, and predictive future physical behaviors to define an audience or an audience group in order to deliver ads to influence a future decision. So again, they might be thinking about buying a car, right? They're looking at it. They're, or could be any service, right? It could be clothes. It could be, this is great for any type, like I said, of brick and mortar. We are going to influence them. We're going to serve them what they're looking for based on all the searches they've done. We'll know exactly when to hit them at the right time, and get them to pull that trigger. So this is a data-driven audience, guys. Online data. We're going to look at the online habits and behaviors, their hobbies, their interests, their buying patterns, their propensity and intent to purchase. The offline data, we're going to look at location data prints, which is the picture of who that audience is, where they're going, where they're purchasing. Then it categorizes them based off of the pattern of the physical visits. And DMP targeting, it's an advanced audience, it's third-party data, it's a granular profile of that actual audience. So everything we do is data-driven, which again, gets you that perfect customer to purchase at the right time. So let's show you here a little bit about this data-driven targeting that we have here. If you look on the left, it's the cookie-based data, right? Gender, likely female, age 18 to 35, marital status, likely married, geography, city, email, we might not have it, we might have it, devices. This is the cookie-based data is the kind of data that that normal advertisers use, right? So there's always, you get like generic information. You don't get the exact targeting data, right? So if you look on the left-hand side here, you'll see that it's grayed out. That's what everyone else uses, right? They're online, in-market auto, behavior, in-market travel, in-market retail, advertiser site. The people-based data is what we have, which is gender, female, not likely female, age, exact age, marital status, married, dependents, 2 children, geography. We know exactly where they live, zip codes, devices she uses, right? Samsung tablet, laptop, TV. We know that we're going to target all of those. Again, this is, like I said, it's very high end. What she watches, Game of Thrones, HGTV, where she shops, Whole Foods, Macy's. So you get this, picture. And again, this is just a minimal amount of data that we're showing here, but just kind of gives you an idea of what everybody else is doing with that cookie-based data and what we're doing with the people-based data. We know a million times more than what you'll get on a normal ads campaign, because the data is there, right? It's third-party data that we have access to. As like I said, it's the same data that they use for the politicians use and all the big Fortune 500 companies use. So the difference between this targeting, it's location targeting. So we're using precise targeting using GPS coordinates on that person's phone. It's accurate down to the exact store, lot, retail block. It's accurate to within 3 feet, just 3 feet, guys. Radius targeting is what everyone else is using, which they call it geofencing, which gives you an approximation of where that person is. So it could be a whole city block. It could be a couple blocks. It'll never give you the exact location of where they're at. So, you know, we know that if that person walked in to McDonald's, we know they walked into the Ford dealer, to the Chevy dealer. We know they went inside because it's accurate to 3 feet. Think about it. We know they opened the door and they walked right inside that building. So we know exactly, you know, where to target them. Unlike everyone else that, you know, you see those geofencing where they throw, you know, this net, you know, and they cast this gigantic net, you know, and it's just, the data is just not reliable. And you're not hitting people where you need to hit them. You need to hit them right in the exact location, because we can hit someone walking inside of McDonald's, and as soon as they walk out, we're going to hit them with a Burger King ad, you know, or even before they walk into that McDonald's, we'll hit them with a Burger King ad and make their decision not to walk into that Burger King. So it's all based on GPS coordinates. So we'll know exactly where McDonald's is located, where Burger King is located, and then while they're in transit, they get hit with those ads. And that'll change their buying, you know, might change their buying decision immediately. Say, you know what, I just got a, you know, 75% off to go to Burger King. So guess what? They just walk right, make a right, and instead of making a left, they make a right and they go to Burger King instead of going to McDonald's. I'm just giving you guys a real high level explanation of it. Again, there's a lot more. And we do have, you know, again, in the back office in the Rocket Driver Partner Portal, we have some deep explanations on the local ads. And we also have a lot of resources and presentations in the Rocket Driver knowledge base that also gets in a little deeper here. I'm just giving you like a high level overview. So creative assets, right? The image is the most critical component in order to speak to the right audience, right? That's that display ad, right? That's that we're going to hit them with something that is going to get their attention. Number two, the offer needs to be clear in the headline. And of course, we know this, you know, we're experts in what we do. We know exactly, you know, how to create these ads. And remember, since this is a managed service, which 99% of our services are, we will create the ads, you know, for your clients. Number three, a sense of urgency needs to appear in the subheading, right? You got to get them to act right now, right? So you have that image that'll capture them, you have that offer that's clear, and then you have the sense of urgency, you know, to get it right now. Number four, the call to action must match the objective, guys. The objective must match the primary KPI, which is the key performance indicator. Right inside the Rocket Driver Partner Portal, you'll see digital advertising, local ads. For those of you that are brand new, let me resume this. There you go, right here. All right. So here you go, local ads. So we kind of break it down a little bit more here, right? We have a bunch of videos on it, right? There are actually 3 videos that training videos that we've created that'll go really deep into the actual campaign. We also explain here the call tracking, the ad creation, everything's included in it. And we also have the industries here, right? We kind of give you like an idea of what they need as a monthly spend. And remember, this can actually change based on their location, right? Some of these might not be the same for all locations, because again, New York would be a lot more competitive than small town USA. You follow? They might some of these might need Some might have a national presence, right? With locations all over the country. So obviously, give me an example like CBD. CBD, guys, is a big money maker. They're making, billions of dollars. What's great about CBD is that they can't advertise on Google. They can't do any type of advertising on any type of social media or any of the normal platforms. We, on the other hand, can show ads for CBD. Of course, it won't be on Google, but it'll be on different websites, right? Where you could be, anything from an entrepreneur.com to basically any, there are like, we have, I don't know, I think it's a couple hundred different sites, maybe more. I don't have the exact number, which will, have where people that obviously based on their the data points where they actually visit. So we have that data, so we know that anyone that likes, that's purchasing CBD, this, and basically this is how it works. We're going to track that. We have the data that tracks the person that loves the CBD, right? That buys, that is actually buying it, that's into it. So what happens is we try, when we run these campaigns, we have all of this data, and we know exactly what sites they like I said earlier, their habits, just everything, music that they like. So that way, what do? We'll know exactly, based on the information that we have, we'll show those ads on those websites that they like to go on, right? So you have kind of like an idea here. Had a little question here. Let me see. Question was, any case study info? Yeah, I think we definitely have case studies. I'm pretty sure we do. We pretty much have case studies on everything. So you go to your local marketing here, so we should have case studies on it. I know we have brochures on LocalAds. Let's see here. So we have brochures, we have recommended tactics, reports, estimated cost per acquisition versus cost per view, sales decks, comparison brochures, local ads, sales and strategy. I think inside of these presentations, there could be case studies in there. Let me just take another look. I'm not 100% sure, but I've seen them. I know that I've seen the case studies for LocalAds. I know the figures are in there. I'm just looking under sales. Could be under here. Let me just see sales decks, SEO case studies. Yeah, I know we have it, but you could ask our support team if it's not back here, which it should be inside of those actual presentations. I'm pretty sure, I know we do have it, but again, I just don't know where it is right now at this moment. Another question here that we have, let's see, where is it? Let's see what we have. When is local SEO better or not? If I understand that question correctly, Tom, in regards to SEO, you got to look at every service that we offer here at Rocket Driver. They're all based on the core foundational services that every business needs, right? So you have to look at the way you have to look at this is that there isn't a service that's better than the other. You follow? Look at it as these are ingredients to a formula that will help that business look credible online, get found online, become competitive online, and eventually dominate their market. So everything is needed, right? Can you do local, ads for a business and not do SEO? Yeah, you could do that. But why wouldn't they do search engine optimization? Because search engine optimization, like I said, it's investing in real estate. You're buying a piece of Google page one real estate, and what's better than that? So people know an ad when they see it, and there's a big difference between, again, local ads and SEO. They're just two different services, but one supplements the other. That's really how you have to look at all the services that you have. And that's why we always tell you to run reports on these businesses, guys. We always say you need to run reports. You have to run these reports here. And so exactly, what's wrong with that business, right? You're going to take a look at the company and know, all right, well, how can you do advertising? Like, give me an example for this company. How can you do advertising for this company if they have an F in everything? You can't. We wouldn't do it, right? It's like, you have a million strikes against you. We would never take on something like this because they're not going to get a return on their investment. Give an example here. Another one right here. This one right here, right? Has an overall score of 32%. So they're still bad. E-commerce might not be applicable. They can't be found anywhere. They have their SEO is pretty good, and so are their reviews. But again, social, they don't have the social presence, and they have a pretty bad website. So you have to think about this, right? Everything, like I said, key ingredients, right? Website, landing pages. You have to have a killer ad. You have to have the same message from the ad, right, that you have on that website or that landing page. Your website needs to look, up to date. You have to have call to action. You have to drive them to, that call to action. There has to be a road that you need to hold their hand and take them down. So again, we're going to do advertising on a website that has a C on it, again, what's going to happen? The campaign is not going to be as successful as if they had a killer website, right? Totally written with SEO in mind, call to actions everywhere. I mean, with a great design, a great look and feel, giving that business that credibility, then yeah, it's going to convert. Send them to a crappy website. What's going to happen? Nothing. They're going to get leads, but they're going to pay a lot more for that lead because Google, of course, is going to grade you on the actual keyword, the ad, and then the website. You better follow, everything better match. Whatever search sentence that person put in there, or that keyword that they put in in Google, when they land on that ad right on Google better have those keywords in there. When they land on that website, you better have those keywords that they look there. Kind of like I'm looking, red leather shoes, right? And then you land on an ad, it says, black leather shoes. Well, I'm not looking for black leather shoes, but maybe the guy might click and say, okay, great. And then they land on a website, and then they have, I don't know, white sneakers or something on there, or maybe hats or something, whatever. So the point I'm trying to make is everything has to be consistent. So looking at a business, you have to, what's great about this report here is that it's giving you the way it's scoring, it's giving you an overall score on the actual industry average, and it's giving you also combining that score with the competitors that you placed in the report. So all of you know that, let me just get this here. All of you know that, and I don't know if you do or not, but let's go here. If you take a look, this is behind the scenes of the report. Remember, you could run the competitor, you could add the competitor's name, right? It's powered by Google. So you just punch in the competitor's name and it'll populate the URL immediately. And that's to add the competition to the actual report, but it's going to stack them up against the competition on advertising and SEO. If you really want to take it to the next level and you want to show that business owner how they 100% stack up against the competitor, you'll run a competitor online presence report or snapshot. You're going to run the competitors here. So you'll put the competitor here. It's going to run 3 different reports on the competitor. You follow? And then what'll happen is when you get this report here, it's going to give you the score, right? This overall score will be based on the actual competition. None of these businesses have a clue of how they stack up to the competition. None of them have a clue of how they look online. They might have an idea. Yeah, my website kind of stinks. Do they know the modern customer journey? Do they know anything about the modern customer journey? Do any of you know the modern customer journey on this call? Do you guys know, what the modern customer journey is? Do you have any idea what that is? You have to know what that is. You have to present that modern customer journey to the client, because that way, once you present that modern customer journey, and it doesn't have to be a million different files. Here, I'll show you. You just go into the Rocket Driver, back end here. And this is great information, guys. You should definitely take notes here. The modern customer journey right here. This is an amazing presentation that you should definitely use. Grab a couple slides. It's going to show that business owner exactly what the consumer right now is doing during COVID, how things have changed. It's going to break it down. They need to understand, right, how a consumer is going to either drop off, they're going to buy from them, they're not going to buy, where they dropped off. The whole thing is this: the modern customer journey explains how advertising was back in the day. It also explains what people are doing now. How are they finding businesses now? It explains the old journey. It explains the new journey. So again, a lot of these businesses are dinosaurs, man. They are stuck in, it's like trying to teach an old dog new tricks. And the problem with that is that they are going to be extinct. No doubt about it. A lot of them are extinct already. Companies that don't believe in having a killer website or believe in having a social presence or being listed everywhere. Why wouldn't you be listed everywhere? Why would you not want to be on every single site? Why wouldn't you want to be here? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You need to be on every directory, map, GPS, voice commands, yellow pages, local this, local that. Why on earth would you not want to be there? Your chances of connecting with a consumer increase dramatically. Plus, it's great for SEO. It really is. So being everywhere, it's like, why not have a sign? It's like having a billboard sign like everywhere, on every street corner, right? In every town, right? Every city, whatever. It's basically putting you out there. Just think about it. These consumers are going down so many different roads, guys, right? There's so many different roads that they're going down to reach that business. So why not be there? Why not have a sign? It's like being on the highway. Bam, Joe's Pizza, 5 miles or 10 miles from here, Joe's Pizza, 4 miles, Joe's Pizza, and 3 miles and 2 miles. Get off the exit, Joe's Pizza right here. Make a right turn, Joe's Pizza. I mean, guys, that's what this is, but this is like online. All right. So going back to the online presence and the dinosaurs, it's very important for all of you to educate these business owners on how the customer will find them. So you definitely have to use that presentation. It's a great presentation. And like I said, use a couple slides, educate them first on the modern customer journey, and then you can get into the actual online presence report, right? These reports are amazing. They're fully editable, guys. You can totally customize this report. I mean, there's so much that you can do. You can turn all of this off. You can drag and drop this up and down. You could type in here whatever you want. You know, I mean, it's fully customizable. You could make it as simple as you'd like. You can turn these rows on or off. You can do so much back here. Very, very important for you to look at it and see, what do you want to talk about? Another thing that's important for all of you, right, is to understand this. So let me bring it up right here. We created this in your sales and success center, right here in the sales area. We are breaking down these reports by actual service. Very important. If you want, if you know, the reports are going to tell you exactly, you know, what that business needs. There's no crystal ball anymore. Right? You don't look at a business and say, okay, well, the business is going to come to you and say, well, or you're going to try to sell them a service. Now, that's how it was back in the day. I'm going to try to, I'm going to try to sell them a website, or I'm going to try to sell them maybe social media. It was kind of like you're shooting in the dark, right? So here now we have a report that you could run, that you know exactly what's wrong with that business, and you know exactly what they're going to need, and you know how to explain it to them, and all that information is back here in the sales section of your sales and success center, where we break it down. We break down the information. How did we compile this data? Why is this data important? What does it mean to you, to the consumer, to the customer, to the prospect, to the business owner, right? It breaks it all down, guys. So that way you guys have the education, the knowledge, the power, the confidence to go out there and make money, right? And close business. What it's all about. Knowledge is power. If you have no knowledge, you're going to close the business. But you got to use the resources that we have here for you. We have tons and tons of resources, guys. Tons of training, breaking down everything for you. Utilize it. Utilize these reports. You are a digital advisor. You are here to help them fix their company, right? You're a professional. You're like an attorney. You're a doctor. They have a problem. You're here to fix it, all right? Don't sell yourselves short. I even did a couple partner meetings on this a while back last year. You should charge, once you have your presentation down, you've done your homework, you could charge a consultative fee. Why can't you? Think about it. A doctor charges you, a lawyer charges you for their professional advice. This is the lifeblood of a business. Why would they not? Why would you give them information for free? I mean, you can do it, but I certainly wouldn't. This is not that. You got to understand something. What you're giving them here. Think about this. You're gonna put this consultation call together. Let's just say I'll throw a number out. You're going to charge a couple $100 an hour. What are we going to talk about? Remember, you can create presentations. You have to paint a picture, right? First, we're going to talk about the modern customer journey. We're going to show you, Mr. Jones, exactly how a consumer is going to go down this funnel right now during COVID, right? Right now, in 2021, we're going to show you exactly how a consumer is going to search, right? All the different platforms that they can go on. We're going to show you exactly how they're going to try to find you. And then we're going to show you exactly where they will drop off, right? If you don't have a killer website, right? If you're not listed everywhere, how can they find you? Or maybe they might land on your social media or look for your social media profile and you don't have one. Well, that's another victim there of COVID. They're out of business, right? Or reviews. They might look at your reviews and look at your competitors' reviews. Well, why does your competitor have 100 reviews and you only have 5? Does that mean that your competitor is better than you? Maybe yes, maybe no. But I guarantee you this, the competitor probably is a better marketer, right? So again, when you explain the modern customer journey and how they're going to just drop off, or where they're going to go down that funnel and find that business, showing them these reports will make a lot of sense. All right. So again, going back to the consulting call, What am I going to do for you on this call? I'm going to talk about the modern customer journey. Then we're going to run reports on your business. We're going to see where you're listed, right? If you're listed on all these different, and again, you can read them off. We're going to see if you're listed, you know, on Yelp, on Google, on Facebook, on Bing, and local.com and Foursquare. And you can run these names off, or you can give them a list, right? You can prepare a presentation to send out to someone about your consulting call and what's included in it. You know, we're going to check to see if you're on all these different databases. Are you on voice commands like Siri and Alexa? Are you on directories? Are you on GPS or maps? Are you on any of that? You know, again, people need to find you. We're going to look at that. Then what we're going to take is a deeper look of your business and see, based on your industry that you're in, we're going to run a report and see how you stack up against your industry, right? We're going to look at your industry and give you a score, right? And we're going to give you a score on your website, e-commerce, listings, SEO, reviews, social, and advertising based on your industry average. And we're going to see where you're at on your industry average. Then what we're going to do on this consulting call is we're going to also stack you up against your competition and give you an overall score on 3 of your top competitors. You're going to give us your competition, your 3 top competitors, right? And we're going to run reports and see exactly where your pain points are, where they're taking that gigantic piece of the pie, where you're better than them. We're going to show you where they're better than you, right? Than your business. And what we're going to do after that, right? After we show you this report and we break it all down for you, we're going to come up with a marketing strategy for your business. What's that worth to that company? I mean, honestly. So guys, it's all about, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, right? It's all about painting the picture. It's a presentation, right? You're going to present something to this, you know, if you're going to ask someone for money, or you're going to ask them to get on a call with you, even if it's for free, right? Time is money. So think about it. Even for free, people might not want to get on a call with you, right? Because they're busy, whatever. But if you break it all down of what you're going to explain in this call, right? And you're detailed and you're specific on exactly this, you know, what you're going to cover, the topics, put together a topics, an agenda, right? Put an agenda together. We're going to talk about your modern customer journey. We're going to talk about, you know, your business, your online presence, you know, put all that together, present it in a beautiful way. You know, there's so many great, I mean, there's a million different platforms out there that you guys can utilize, or you could put a PowerPoint presentation together. I mean, you know, inexpensive, and make it into a PDF, you know, print it out, and send it to the client, or get on the phone or get on a Zoom call and go over that, you know, that initial phone call with that person. The initial phone call could be you trying to get them on a consulting call, right? Feel them out. You trying to get them to pay you $250 an hour for a consulting call. That's a whole nother business. Imagine if you guys are doing 4 or 5 consulting calls a day, you're making $1,000 a day right there. That's 5,000 a week. That's 20 grand a month. You know, I mean, if you're charging for a consulting call, you haven't sold them anything yet. Right. So there again, guys, there's so many different ways to position yourself, but the bottom line is education. You got to educate yourself. You have to know where everything is in this partner portal, right? I get partners that, you know, hit up our support department because I oversee the support department. That's one of my babies that I have. The questions that we get sometimes are just like, man, you know, they didn't even bother, you know, we put all of this training together, all of this here, all the sales training, post-sale process, resources, explanations, knowledge bases, so much information, easy to find. It's not rocket science. I mean, it's pretty simple. Look at how we broke this down. Features, sales training, post-sale process, resources for each individual service. Definitely can find everything. Nothing is hidden whatsoever. It's all right here, right at your fingertips. Need more resources? They're right here, right? I mean, it's pretty simple to find what you're looking for. Really is. So my point is, you should all, go through this back end, look at it, look at the post-sale process, look at the resources that we have, go through the training. The training is short, sweet, to the point. So, we're not going to waste your time. We're just going to tell you exactly what you need to know, give you the information. We're going to tell you in layman's terms. You don't have to get technical about it. But you definitely need to know where everything is at. You have this monster knowledge base, like I said, here, with tons and tons of resources, deeper explanations of everything. Look through it, guys. We put it together for a reason. You got to utilize the resources that we have. The reason why our agencies, our partners are so successful is that it's all the resources that we provide you. A lot of resources, man. They utilize these resources, the marketing platforms, utilizing that sales and success center, utilizing all of these tools that we give you to go out there and make money. I mean, there is a lot of money to be made. This is the best time to be in this business. This business has always been amazing. It's 10 times better because now these businesses have no choice whatsoever. They better fix their online presence or they will be extinct. Bottom line. And I think that every one of you should not sugarcoat your message to any of these businesses that are out there. I'm not saying, get crazy on them, but all I'm saying is that don't sugarcoat it, guys. Tell them like it is. Be straightforward. Be honest. It's your job. You're a digital advisor, digital consultant. You should always tell them the truth and be firm with them, respectful but firm, and let them know that their competition will crush them, will put them out of business. Everyone's fighting for a client right now. So it's important for you guys to get that message across. But again, like I said, go through all the stuff that we have. It's focus on, the core foundational services that we have. Run those reports on these businesses, guys. Run these reports, right? So that way you know exactly what's wrong and what you have to fix. Understand, what the report says. Read through it. You don't have to go through everything. Like I said, you don't have to have this, super granular report that's going to break down things that there's no need to talk about. So shut it off, right? Make it where it's perfect, because you have the ability to, customize this report, play around with it, right? Don't send them, a report and there's a million little things in there that they're going to be like, what does this mean? I don't understand this. And remember, what they don't understand, well, they won't buy. They won't talk to you. You're going to scare them away. We have to keep everything in layman's terms, try to keep it as simple as possible for that client. And the simpler you keep it, right, the better it's going to be. They're going to understand it and see, but you have to paint that picture, like I said. Working behind the scenes, we have a lot of cool things coming out for you guys. Working on right now, SMS, mobile SMS, which is awesome. It's going to be released hopefully in the next week or two. We're going to have kiosks for these businesses, coupons, loyalty programs, it's just an amazing platform for SMS marketing, really cool, and also for SMS communication. Another thing that we haven't launched yet, but I don't think you guys even noticed because no one's even sent us an email about it, because we kind of like snuck it in there without you guys knowing. Or maybe you did and you didn't say anything, but this is going to be released shortly right here. Let me show you. Email marketing. A lot of partners are asking for email marketing. Well, now you have email marketing. We've created some amazing email marketing packages for you, for your clients. What's great about this constant contact here is that you won't have to lift a finger. You won't have to do anything. Look how credible this is. You're going to, when you purchase this campaign for your client, and we're going to get you all the creatives and all of the you know, the all of the presentations and all that stuff. We have all that already. We just haven't put it up yet. But once you bring a client on board, guess what? What's going to happen? Constant Contact is going to call them. Hi, I'm Tom from Constant Contact. I'm here to set up your campaign. I'm here to work with you. They can have them hire a marketing manager to set up their campaigns and help them with their messaging, and a content strategist. And again, inexpensive, guys. Really, really cool. Email marketing, SMS, you know, coming your way. It's already inside your store here, by the way. So definitely check it out. But you're going to have it inside of your sales and success center also. And we're going to put it in the Rocket Driver knowledge base. Like I said, all of the presentations and all the other stuff for you guys that you can use as marketing, you know, collateral. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff happening. So definitely check this out. Anyways, I really appreciate all of your time. I appreciate every one of you as a partner. If you guys need anything, you know that we're always here for you to help you out. We want you to succeed. And I'm telling you, our partners do. One thing about Rocket Driver, we have partners that have been with us already for 10 years, man. They never leave because they're making money. They've built something out of nothing. They started with just themselves, and now they have huge companies, huge digital agencies. It's just amazing. But the deal is, all of you have to work really hard, and you have to utilize, like I said, the tools that we have, and you'll be really successful. It's a great industry to be in. It's booming. Businesses need us. So let's help them. Let's help these businesses. Let's not allow them to go out of business. You know, we all help each other, right? And that's really what it's all about here. If we all work as a team together, we will succeed, right? So anyways, have a great weekend, guys. I really, like I said, appreciate you, and I'll talk to you soon.